So as designers, all we essentially care about is innovating in order to solve user problems, right? Innovating digital designs, innovating digital solutions so that we can make the world a better place. That's the fine print every product designer has got on their portfolio. But do you know that there are essentially two different types of innovation? One that we all know of, and then there is one which is quite invisible but also makes up a huge chunk of innovation that happens in the world. Let's talk more about it. Right, so let's just start by talking about the two different types of innovation. So the first one, which we know all about, is called producer innovation, in which essentially an innovator creates or builds a product to sell it, right? So that's essentially what we all do. Then there is another form of innovation which is called user innovation. And user innovation is the one in which an innovator builds a product in order to use it, not to sell it and profit from it, but to use it themselves and solve their own problem. And you would be surprised to know that user innovation is at least half of the innovation that happens in the entire world, but it goes unnoticed and unrecognized because of something we'll talk more about. So now let's talk about what innovation actually is. Now we all know the textbook description of what innovation is, like solving a problem using something which has not been done before. That's essentially innovation in layman's terms. But if we talk more about how it is really, then it actually comes down to this single equation. So innovation equals to invention times commercialization. So that's what actually innovation is. And just to place more emphasis on the word commercialization, that's where producer innovation leaps forward in regard as compared to the user innovation, because all the economics of the world favor producer innovation, because they think that since this product is built for the market and it's more sellable, so it makes sense to further promote it, and that way you can earn from it. So that's why user innovation is not appreciated and essentially is not commercialized. And the other thing is that user innovation is self-rewarding, right? The users who build those solutions using innovation, they essentially solve their own problems and they don't need to make further profit from it. Rarely they do, and they often go open source and just give it away for free. But on the other hand, the producer innovation, they innovate to sell. So they need to protect it, they need to patent it, they need to hide it. And that's a different mode of innovation we are talking about now. So why am I talking about user innovation? Because from where I'm standing, producer innovation has done so far in the world. But what I can see now, and as being a user experience designer who places more emphasis on user needs and user problems, I fundamentally believe that user innovation is something we should not overlook. So everything I'm talking about in this video, I was actually reading an article from an MIT professor, and he was actually talking about these two different forms of innovation and how the other half is completely unnoticed but makes up a huge chunk of the innovation that's happening in the world. And I found that quite interesting because everything I do as a designer, my main focus is to focus on the user and solve their needs. That would be all for this video, but stay tuned, and in the next videos we are going to further dissect into this topic of user innovation, of why it matters, and then talk about further more dimensions to it. So that's that. Thank you for watching this video.